pamoja kwa ajili ya kumuunga mkono mkuu wa mkoa na kwa ajili ya Lawrence kwa kazi ya Mungu. Mzee wa kanisa Mzee Mjinja yuko safarini, angekuwa pamoja nasi leo. Amemuunga mkono mkuu wa mkoa Mheshimiwa Chalamila kwa shilingi milioni 3.
God is good and all the time. So this is just a little love letter to Dad. Hopefully we can all cherish his memories and, you know, just have a nice listen. Dad, speaking about you in past tense is something I never thought I would be doing so soon. But God is my strength at this moment, and I hope I do you proud. Dad, you were so wonderfully made, filled with so much humility, determination, and passion for everything you did in life. You were so selfless, and might I add, the most brilliant-minded human being I've ever met. He was always in a book reading or watching iconic speeches, just doing anything that renovated his mind, he was doing. Dad, I'll miss you telling Lorna and I to be extraordinary. My dad wasn't a materialistic type of person. For him, what mattered was us excelling mentally, physically, and spiritually. You were the most patient and loving dad a girl could ever ask for. You were the real definition of a girl dad. The way you loved and provided for Mommy, Lorna, and I was so beautiful. Thank you for teaching me how I should be treated as a growing woman. Thank you for loving Mommy the way you did. And I want you to know now that Lorna and I will be there for each other each and every step of the way. We promise to make you proud on this earth. We promise to carry your legacy, and I pray that you continue to watch over us. Heaven is so, so lucky to have gained an angel like you. You were God sent, Dad. The hole you've left in my heart is just too big to put into words. But know this, I'll always love you. I'll always pray for you, and I'll always think of you. To everyone else, you are a church elder, you are their boss, their friend, their brother, their son, their husband, and so many more. But to me, Dad, you were everything under the sun. The way you managed to prioritize Mommy, Lorna, and I was so special. You weren't the type to be outside, dilly-dallying, in pubs or whatsoever. You always came home to us. I'll miss all the alarms you set for yourself to wake up, but woke up everyone else instead. Thank you for always letting me have the paja part of the chicken. I'll miss serving your food and clearing up after you, even though sometimes I kind of wish you did it for yourself. I'll miss just sitting in silence with you. I'll miss your smile. I'll miss you, Dad. Thank you for everything. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again in our Father's kingdom, I love you always, and rest in beautiful peace. Thank you. God is good, and all the time. Similar to my sister, I'll be sharing something small in order for you to see who Lawrence Mafuru really was outside of his work life. Lawrence Mafuru was the best inspiration I had in my life. He showed my sister and I the difference between right and wrong, left and right, up and down. He was our sense of direction. He was many things: a father, brother, son, uncle, friend, mentor, but so much more. He was a faithful and loyal civil servant, and I know that he dedicated his life to working on a better, happier Tanzania. He used to tell us how in 2050, when we were all living in a better Tanzania, it was all because of his team and the work, sweat, and tears dedicated to a better Tanzania. And I think, for me personally, that sums up the kind of person that my dad really was. He worked for so long, strained, and worked extremely difficult hours so that he could build not just a path, a life filled with a hope and a future, not just for his friends and family, but also this nation. I'm going to use the analogy of building a path here. Dad built a path for us, for his family, his friends, and his colleagues, so that the rest of us could walk and run with the opportunities provided for us. Believe it or not, Dad also had a personality outside of working. He loved watching and playing football. He was a mwananchi indeed, younger fans. But also a very big Arsenal fan, long before he started a life of his own. Najua baba alimpenda mama sana. That I know. Lakini upendo wake wa pilau na njegere na vitumbua. No one could come in between Larry na vitumbua vyake, or else mtapigana. He used to get very annoyed at drivers on the road who didn't know what they were doing, and he used to like to use the word kiazi. Yani huyu kiazi huyu. Muone alivyoendesha. I will definitely miss hearing these sentences. Dad wasn't really a big movie person, but he did indeed love Denzel Washington. I want to believe that Dad's favorite actor and his favorite movies were Equalizer 1, 2, and 3. Some might even say that he kind of looked like him, so as a family we developed a nickname for him, Denzel. A lot of people saw our dad to be introverted and quite conservative, but I think I can say that my dad was one of the most intelligent men I'd ever met in my life. He was extremely talented and was quite the reader, and actually that was Dad's biggest lesson to us all. A lesson I will forever cherish: reading. He used to say that with reading comes knowledge, and with knowledge comes power. No one could ever take advantage of you with the knowledge that you have if you had impactful and massive inputs to any intellectual conversation. Dad, together with our mother, never let us forget the importance of a good education, partly because he wanted us to get an even better chance at a good life than he had. With this mentality, Dad instilled an academic drive within my sister and I. And we thank God every day that he gave us such a dad who cared, who had the time to worry about us, who would do anything for us so that it could help us in our future. Once again, he laid down those bricks so that my sister and I could walk and run with the opportunities that life gave us. You may start to notice that Dad sacrificed a lot for us as a family, and during recent years, we saw less of him around physically, only because he had to work really, really hard. However, with all of that, he gave us a good example of how a husband should treat his wife. The marriage he had with my mother was beyond just an example, but a goal. It was more of a goal that I should aim for in the world. He showed my sister and I what it really meant to be a man. He showed us what it meant for someone to be loved and cherished. Their marriage showed my sister and I what it meant to have a best friend, a partner, and a loving supporter, helper, all in one individual. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for showing us that. It was not a right that we as a family got the life that we had, but purely a blessing. And if I got to choose who I wanted as a father in another life, I will forever pick you. Denzel, I love you always. Yesterday, tomorrow, and for as long as God gives me life. I love you, Denzel.